Alrighty, so my latest venture has been playing the new Spider-Man game, and well, it's not necessarily new, but it's new to PC, and if you know me, I don't have any consoles except for a Nintendo Switch, so I have finally gotten to play this thing, and I have to say, this game was really fun. Like, I know I've kind of been on sort of like a kick lately where I basically only play, like, or, well, I'm only really making videos, I guess, on like AAA titles or whatever, because I've just been enjoying those a lot more lately than indie games, just as of recently. But man, this game was super fun. The price on it, I think, is $60, unfortunately, instead of it being $50. I know a lot of the other PlayStation exclusive titles sort of launched at $50, which I was really hoping that this one would, but I was pretty excited about this one. I'm not necessarily like the biggest superhero fan. I do watch a lot of the more recent Marvel films and stuff like that, but I have just really been kind of enjoying sort of the whole superhero aspect, I guess, of the game, which is just fun in general. And like, I don't know, I feel like they did a really good job of combat. Feels nice. It does get a little repetitive here and there, of course, which, I mean, you know, it is going to, but the map is pretty large, I have to say. Like, I mean, it's got a pretty good size, but at the same time, as fast as you swing around and stuff, it's actually pretty easy to get, you know, from point A to point B. It doesn't take a really long time, I don't think, and there is fast travel if you do think that it's going to take a long time, like if you're going from like very bottom of the map or whatever, or just like slightly, you know, somewhere towards the south side of the island, you know, closer to the north side of, you can obviously just fast travel and everything, but just swinging around and stuff is just super fun, in my opinion. So that has been great. A lot of fun there. I obviously am a big cosmetics guy. I really like, you know, making my character look cool and stuff like that, and one of the biggest things that I really enjoyed doing was, of course, you know, unlocking different kinds of suits and stuff like that. And if, you know, there's let me open it up. I don't want to spoil too much, but there are quite a lot of suits that you can get. There's not like a whole lot, but I mean, there's a pretty good amount of suits that you can get in the game. And, you know, just for buying it on PC, you basically get, I guess, the I don't know if they're necessarily like pre-order like exclusive suits, or just like PC exclusives, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe they're considered to be I don't know, Game of the Year edition or something like that. It's like a special edition of the game, and they give you a bunch of just free suits and stuff like that to begin the game off with. Unfortunately, I have to say, a lot of the like free suits that you start the game with early are some of the better suits, I have to say. Like, there are a couple of cool suits that you sort of unlock, but I really like this one specifically right here, like the black and white suit. I think is really cool, just personal preference, I guess. I don't know, this one was one that I really enjoyed using in the early game, and I was like, wow, I can't wait to see what, you know, some of these cool, you know, suits that I'm gonna unlock are. But I don't know, some of them really didn't live up to the hype, I guess. Some of them are pretty weird. Some of them have like weird cell shading on them and stuff like that. Some of them are themed to, like, you know, some of the stuff in the game, of course. And then some of them are just really cool, like throwbacks to like the comic books, or just different eras of Spider-Man, of course, which is really cool. I do like that, but, you know, as just like a, hey, I like the way this suit looks overall, and I just want to use this suit kind of thing. Like, a lot of them are just kind of gimmicky and not really my style, I guess. But, you know, that's all just, I guess, personal preference kind of thing. But overall, the game, I have to say, the only thing that I wish would have done differently is in the actual game itself. You do, you basically deal with like one little bit of a, you know, villain, I guess, in the very beginning. Like, I would say like the first like 20%-ish. A lot of the game is sort of dealing with Doc Ock, which is fine, but I was really hoping to kind of mess with some of the more like OG Spider-Man stuff, because I know that they were in the trailer and everything, and I was like, oh, like, when are they gonna show up? And it wasn't until like the very like last 20% of the game that you really even see a lot of the OG like Spider-Man villains, and it just kind of like, it throws them at you in pairs. Like it's like two, you know, you fight the Sinister Six, which is like the whole like Spider-Man thing for villains or whatever. Like those are like the big 6 villains that he goes up against, and it just basically like pairs each of them up, and I don't know, kind of throws them at you really quickly, and you take them out within like 2 missions each, which is kind of unfortunate because the rest of the game is so drawn out dealing with Mr. Negative, who I'm not even really sure. I've never even heard of him before this game. I'm not sure if he was made up for this game or if he is an actual, you know, villain that's in previous Spider-Man entries or whatever, or in the comic books, or, you know, but I don't know, never heard of the guy before, and I was like, all right, like, yeah, he's kind of cool or whatever, but I do want to see some of the other stuff. And you see Shocker, you know, maybe like 3 times, but it's like quick, like, oh hey, like, you know, just sort of like quick fights, nothing too crazy there. I don't know, there was some interesting villains and stuff that you get to see, but I feel like if they would have given each of the villains a little bit more of an important part, maybe spread it out a little bit more to where, you know, you're dealing with them throughout the entire game instead of just throwing them all at you at the very end. I don't know, it just felt really like rushed when it came to that part, which was a bit unfortunate because, you know, I mean, I guess it's fine, like, you know, storyline wise, you can only have, you know, you want it to be pretty consistent, I guess. But overall, I was just a little bit disappointed with like the villain, I guess, distribution, maybe, like how you know, when you fight certain villains or whatever. Like I wish you got to see more of the villains like as you sort of play through the game instead of it just being focused on like 1 or 2 people. All right, well. And then the other gripe that I kind of have is the DLC. The DLC is mainly focused around like Black Cat and what is his name? He's like a mafia boss guy. It's been like a week since I've played or like finished the game and everything, so I've been kind of dealing with other stuff. But I can't remember the mob boss guy's name. Metalhead something. I can't remember. He's literally got a big metal plate in his head. But the main DLC goes over Black Cat stuff, which is really cool. I do really like Black Cat, of course. But I don't know, just the formula for the DLC was really annoying. Like the main game is like, as you can see, you go through, you find compounds or whatever, and then you know, you beat the people up in the compound, and then, you know, you go around and just sort of do small side objectives and everything. You fight, you know, you can see right there, I had to beat, you know, 5 thug crimes, 5 demon crimes, 5 prisoner crimes, 5 sable crimes. Like that's in the main story, and it throws those at you at different parts of the game, so that's not too bad. But just going to each area and just looking for crime can be a little annoying sometimes, like just kind of tedious more than anything, and most of the crimes are kind of repeated stuff that doesn't really have like a whole lot of like actual interest to it. And unfortunately the DLC just kind of does a lot of the same. Like I was hoping that they would kind of switch it up some, and they really just for whatever reason brought back like the worst part of the game, which was they're called screwball challenges. There's one of the challenges that you have to like follow a drone. Some of them are like fighting challenges, which is whatever. These bomb challenges, you have to run around and try to find the bomb before it, you know, blows up. But it's literally like a social media girl, and she's like, oh, like, you know, it's not just, you know, do this fun activity. It's like on top of that you have to do like little photo ops, and like, I don't know, it just, they're fine, I guess, but it's definitely like by far the lowest point of the game. And the DLCs, all 3 parts of the DLC, which follow one storyline, just repeatedly brought back the screwball challenges and like just the dumb, like tedious kind of stuff from the regular game, and I just feel like it didn't really impress too much. The storyline was fine, I guess. Some of the like collectible stuff that you did for the DLCs was kind of cool because you get a little bit of backstory for what's going on. But overall, I don't know, just the DLCs were a little lackluster in my opinion. I didn't really care too much about the Mafia stuff. It just seemed a little weird. I'm sure that's, you know, if you're a big Spider-Man fan, that might be cool or whatever, but not my personal forte. But altogether, really fun game. Really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun just messing around, sort of zooming around. You can see, I don't know, just having fun swinging around, not even doing anything really. But the game has a pretty good amount of content. I have to say, I think I have right at around 40 to 50 hours, like in between 40 and 50 hours in the game. So not necessarily quite, you know, $1 per hour or whatever. I don't know how you want to gauge like what the game's worth to you, but I would say the game was genuinely fun, and like there's a lot of like just collectibles and stuff that you can kind of swing around and get, or like photo ops where you have to like go around and take pictures of, you know, cool buildings or, you know, specific landmarks and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. Maybe a little tedious if you're not really into the whole collectibles kind of thing, but the combat in general was kind of fun, going into these like big hideouts and stuff like that, and fighting, you know, henchmen and stuff like that. It was cool overall. So looking forward to Miles Morales. I'm pretty sure that one's coming to PC sometime later in the year, maybe in November. Not positive on like actual release date for that one, but yeah, really looking forward to it. I think there's supposed to be a sequel to this one specifically coming out. I don't think Miles Morales is, well, I guess it technically is a sequel, but it follows Miles, and there's supposed to be a sequel for the Peter Parker from this game as well that's coming out sometime in the near-ish future, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be an exclusive for PlayStation first, which is annoying because they finally released these games like Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War and stuff like that for a PC, and then they end up coming out with the sequels on the PlayStation. I guess it's a good marketing tactic. They give you a taste of it and then force you to buy the console if you really want to play the sequels. But hopefully those games will also get ports to the PC at some point. But that is pretty much it for me. So I would definitely give the game like a solid 9 out of 10, or, you know, maybe if you're not into like the collectibles and stuff like that, maybe like an 8 out of 10 or something. But altogether, it's a superhero game, so you kind of know what you're getting into just by, you know, that alone. But super fun, super good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you played the game. Let me know if you liked it, enjoyed it. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, see you guys later.